This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
Marcy!
Oh, 2024.
2024.
I guess we already had our New Year's episode come out, so I can't act. We're recording this the first week of January, but I can't act like it's a happy New Year situation. It's over. We're done. We're in it now.
It's over. We're done. We're living hard in 2024.
Already looking forward to 25, baby. 25
Come on, 25.
might be alive. Dude, how are you?
You know, I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I was trying to think if anything spooky has happened.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think so.
I don't think so either. The closest thing that was like real world spooky, and I posted it on my Instagram stories, was that on New Year's Eve, I was going to go to a day hang.
Yes.
So this wasn't like late at night. It was probably like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I got into an Uber, and as I was getting into an Uber, he took a screenshot of the app with my, with the map up of where I live. But I saw him do it, but I was like, is he gonna come back later and get me? And then people were like, you should report this. But I was like, this guy has had like 18,000 rides and he's got 5 stars. And I was like, hopefully he doesn't come back and kill me. And then the worst part was halfway to my destination for my day drink hang, I found out that it was ending. And so I was like, oh, never mind. Can you just take me back home? You screenshotted it.
Oh my God.
So,
oh no, I didn't realize it ended.
Yeah. So I got possibly like someone is planning to come back and get me for no partying reason.
What did it seem like? It felt very, very on purpose, because I have absolutely accidentally screenshotted so many times trying to like lock it or whatever.
That's why I didn't want to report it, because it could have been an accident. All I heard was the picture sound, and then I see the screen, like, you know how like it takes a picture and then it goes small.
Yes,
like it shows you where the picture goes. And so I heard, so like what made me look up, because I was getting into the car as it happened, was that I heard the and then see it be saved into, not that it just automatically saved.
Yeah.
And so I was like, could be an accident, could be murder. Anyway, this will be the beginning of a new true crime podcast. It's on you.
Wow.
It's going to be big, Betsy, because we already have.
I have to do it?
Well, it makes sense if it's
I
you.
guess
You can
I
give it
would
to
do
someone
it.
else if you like, but it does.
No, I'll do it.
I think you as a true crime podcast host would actually be kind of funny.
Well, you think? Thank you. I would jump to so many conclusions so fast and then be so wrong.
I feel like that's all they do. That's all they do is jump to so many conclusions so fast.
That's true. That is very true. Maybe I'd be great at it.
I think you would be great. It would be definitely a fun one to listen to. So
I would have a whole episode where I keep trying to order that guy.
Oh yeah.
To then interview him and be like, "Oh, it wasn't him."
I should send you the screenshot I took of his stuff. I didn't want to post it online because I was like, could have been totally innocent, but I can send it to you. That way you can start the investigation as soon as I go missing.
Send it to me. Okay.
Okay.
I will.
So anything scary for you?
I'm trying to think.
Anyone try to kill you?
No, but I have been on a true crime kick.
Uh-huh.
I'm reading a really fun, like, true crime book right now called Where Monsters Hide.
Wait,
And it's like
that sounds
sex,
so familiar.
Murder in the Midwest.
Oh, I don't think I need to check that
I
out.
got it for Christmas. My sister was like, I was looking up just a bunch of like the best true crime books, and this was on the list. And I started reading it like a week ago, and it's a blast.
Okay. Guess I need to look this up. What's it called again?
I think it's called Where Monsters Hide.
In the Midwest, where you think they're gonna be nice, but they're not.
And then there's like sex, murder, and the Midwest or something.
Oh, by W. Williams Phelps.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It's been pretty fun, and I've been on a kick. And Gilly and I started watching this docu-series on Hulu that's like an ABC News one called Wild Crime Blood Mountain. About this like serial killer in like Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, like on
too
like
far.
the Appalachian Trail, or like in those national parks.
That's the thing.
Very scary.
I think I already told you that I watched Butchers of the Bayou, which was about the serial killers that were active when I was in high school and college.
Yes. Wait, I want to watch that.
I believe it's on Hulu or A&E or both.
Okay.
And then you know that I watched the first couple episodes of season 2 of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
Dude, I haven't watched it yet. I saw.
It is very funny because in it, I don't know
like
if
where she talks,
it's
right?
where
it's
all focused on her. And it's funny because like watching it I don't want to give anything away, but watching it last time, I was like, it's really hard for me to see a picture of her when she is younger, which was like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And to see a picture of her now and not say, hey, that's a child and this is a grown up. Like she doesn't look this, like it looks, unless it's like, oh, I guess that's a 20-year-old who then aged really rapidly. It's like, no, that's a child and this is a grown up. And the grown up don't look like she's 50. The grown up looks like she's, in her mid 20s.
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought watching it. But
yeah.
But she does say, she's like, it's like they watched the movie The Orphan and then just decided that's what happened. And I was like, LOL, because it is like, we're like, it's the real world, The Orphan. It's like, yeah,
Dude.
they probably did watch The Orphan.
Those first couple of episodes of season 1, I was like, dude, this is what The Orphan is based off of. Like the way the parents were describing her. I was like, this is The Orphan. And then you're like, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I'm excited to watch that.
It's interesting, although they do a lot of Frankenbites in it.
Okay.
Do you know what that is? It's when they
where they like piece together or like cut to like something from the last season or
it would be like if we took a clip of Betsy screaming no Marcy because I'm talking about how I'm going to make a ghost haunt her house, but then but I made it seem like she's screaming at me that I need to go to the bathroom. It's like no Marcy, and then you're like wow, Betsy's being, but you don't see Betsy say it.
Awful.
You only see the back of Betsy's head as she screams no Marcy,
and the clock is all different times.
Yeah, that's a Frankenbite.
That's a Frankenbite.
And they're delicious.
I love Frankenbites.
Well, we have a lot of good true crime stuff.
I know. Did you watch? Sorry, real quick.
Go for it.
And have we talked? I don't think we've talked about this. Love Has Won.
Yes, we have. We
did
not talked
talk about it?
If I've talked about it a lot, so I don't know if we've talked about it on this podcast.
I don't know either because I've been screaming about it at everybody.
I really do feel like that should be your Halloween costume. Just the dead version of her with Christmas lights all around you.
Weekend at Bernie around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You hate that it's like, you hate to laugh at someone who's dead. However, how she got there was her own making, and she wanted to and always wanted to.
Truly an unbelievable story.
I would love to just check in with everyone today and say, so do you think the aliens are gonna get her now? What do you think about the aliens now, guys?
Right. And I think some of them would be like, the plan is still in works. Like, I think there's a handful of them where it's like they are still in it.
Unforge. Well,
yeah.
Sad. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it,
but you do love to watch it.
But you do love to, yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone. But if it's going to happen, like if it's inevitable, we can't stop it. We can't stop it. Then why not let me know everything about it? Like the same thing with like Karens at a grocery store. Like,
yes, I don't know everything.
Be nice and don't act that way. However, if you're going to, I actually will be watching this.
Like, remember you sent me the video of the lady at a Costco, like, screaming at a Halloween decoration? Yes. Like, I do want to know everything about this woman.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I don't want the employees to deal with it. If it already did, I kind of do need to know. Now, I want to follow her home. I want to see what life is like. I want to know what she told her kids that night about who she screamed at. I cast out a devil in Costco. I need to know it all then.
We need to know everything about this woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's history. It's like we're learning history is what we're doing.
Exactly. We're just trying to learn and be
just want to learn.
Open to the world.
And honestly, all history is gossip.
And we're learning more and more that it's very
and it can really be swayed by who's telling it.
It can be really made up
it's just
by whoever is more popular.
It's just some hot goss, and take it as you will. Okay, I'm gonna play a listener story. In fact, I think we're gonna get through some long ones today, just for the hell of it.
I'm in. I'm here for it.
I think we're gonna like it, and it's gonna be fun.
I think it's gonna be a good time.
All right, pull it up.
Hey y'all, my name's Jennifer, and this is my first time submitting to the podcast, so hopefully it goes well. I absolutely love you guys, and also love reciting your intro with you, which I'm not sure if that's a talent or a mental illness, but either way, I've got it. I come from a family who has been haunted and or in touch with the paranormal for generations, and we have tons of stories, so it can be overwhelming knowing where to start. I like to tell people that my house isn't haunted, I am. And ever since I could talk, I have had prophetic dreams. So a lot of my personal stories do involve sleep or the dream realm. And after listening to a recent episode where someone discussed their sleep paralysis, I thought that'd be a great place to start. So let's jump right in. Beginning around the age of 12, I started to notice what I now know is the infamous Hat Man was present in every dream I had. Not just nightmares. Every single dream, regardless of what it was about, he was there, lurking in the background, like my personal Where's Waldo from hell. He never did or said anything specific, but every night at some point in my dream, I would stop whatever I was doing and turn and find him just standing there watching in the shadows. You could always see a very distinctive silhouette. He never got close or anything, but always made sure that I knew he was there. And once I acknowledged his presence, like made eye contact, then I could return to whatever the dream was actually about. And usually I would wake up not long after that and say a quick prayer for protection. Now, this was in the 90s, so it wasn't like I was familiar with the internet lore or anything surrounding it. But the best way I can describe him is, if you've ever seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The sheriff, how he's like standing in the woods in his like hat and his sunglasses with the flames from hell shooting in his eyes. It was exactly like that, but before the movie ever came out. So needless to say, when I saw that scene in the movie the first time, I was really freaked out. Okay, the second story I want to tell you guys is the first and only time I ever experienced what most people refer to as sleep paralysis. I was 19 and sleeping when my eyes suddenly just snapped open. I didn't know what woke me up or why I was scared, but my heart was like beating, and then I saw it. Perched on the foot of my bed was a shadow figure, humanoid, kind of like a gargoyle in shape, but bigger. As soon as I saw it, it began this animalistic crawl up the length of my bed and my body. And as he was coming at me, I was like trying to move, trying to thrash, fight. In my mind, I was kicking and screaming, but in reality, I was frozen. The only thing I could move was my eyes, and time was just going really slowly as he did this like disgusting crawl up the bed until we were face to face. And as we were face to face, he laid on my body, like on top of me, and just began to sink down into me, like I was absorbing him. As soon as that finished, like as soon as he was gone, I could move again, and understandably I was hysterical. Like, that's hands down one of the scariest experiences of my life. Now, at the time, I was very unfamiliar with sleep paralysis, and so I turned to my books and the internet, which was fledgling at the time, and people suggested it was like astral projection, like basically I caught my soul coming back into my body or something. But I'm pretty sure that was not me. It was really, really horrible. And to this day, like horror movies, whenever they portray something like crawling or skittering, it just sends like chills down my spine. The last story I'm going to share today took place within a couple months of the last one. And I was sleeping and was dreaming, and in this dream, I could apparently read Latin. And for whatever reason, I was holding an ancient book and began reciting lines in Latin from it. And as soon as I finished the last sentence, one half of my face, like straight down the middle of my face and my torso, erupted into flame. Black and red, like a lava flow picture, like National Geographic, the lava fields or whatever. And physically, the pain was excruciating, and I woke up screaming at the absolute top of my lungs, and I could still feel like the pain and the sensation of the fire actually melting my skin. Like, I got up, went in the bathroom, my face was red on one side, and needless to say, I didn't sleep anymore that night. And even though it's been almost 20 years, there are times that I can still remember the feeling of the fire and just the absolute pain of like my skin melting. And so because of that, I refuse to like read Latin or anything that looks like it out loud, like just in case, you know. I have a love of languages and reading, but I'm not taking any chances. After that last instance, I was pretty terrified that something like demonic had basically set its sights on me, and so I started like researching and looking into ways to like close the door to whatever was trying to get me, and unfortunately by doing so, I also effectively closed off my own abilities, and I've gone from like being able to see the future on a regular basis to barely remembering any dreams at all. And I would love to like reopen that path and access that again, but I'm just terrified, like legitimately scared of who or what might be waiting for me on the other side. So if anybody has any ideas on how to protect myself, that would be great. Anyway, so there you have it. I would love to send in more stories in the future. probably less traumatic ones and more ghostly. But until then, keep it spooky and don't go dookie. Bye.
Wow.
Yes. 2024. Less trauma, more spooky.
More spooky. Oh my goodness. That is so... The Hat Man being in every dream, nightmare and dream.
I have literally never heard a thing like that in my life, and it sounds so like so horrifying. Just that you can't get away from him. Oh, I hate that.
And that
for
like
them.
in a dream when you're like doing something awesome, like I don't know, swimming underwater or flying or something, you have to like stop
And there's always
and acknowledge him in order to continue. That is so nasty.
Absolutely. And then like the thing crawling back.
Ew, that's not astral projection.
I don't
That's too nasty.
Exact. I feel the same way. That
We both were like, no
Nope.
fucking way,
No.
dude.
no way
too
that
gross.
no way something is going to scare you that badly and it just be yourself.
Yeah, no way your soul is gonna do that to you.
No. Your soul can't
Your soul
do
will
that.
present itself as like a delicious Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah,
and then you
everyone's
eat your soul back into you.
everyone's soul do that. That is across the board how they will work.
Yes, yeah. Wow. And then fire.
That honestly, I would say that if I felt that I were burning in a dream and I lost the ability to kind of connect to the other side, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe that's fine for now to not
you
connect.
closed off. I'd be like, hey, that's fine.
That's fine.
This sounded like a pretty rough sleeping time for years.
Years. Now, I am interested in the more spooky stories that are to come. But what do we think about opening yourself back up? How do we think?
You know, I think if they... I mean, I feel you know more about this than I do, but there has to be a way to be able to work on, or, you know, like, I don't know, actually. Are there tools to be like, okay, when you see the Hat Man, here's a thing to make them disappear,
Right.
or yeah, are you opening yourself up and being like, well, whatever happens, happens.
I have to take the good with the bad.
Take the good with the bad.
The bad Hat Man.
The
Yeah.
bad Hat Man.
I think it's like everything that you can protect yourself going into it, you know? Like
Right.
do some meditations and
Is there a way to do it in moderation? Like, would there be a way to be like, you know what, tonight I'm going to open up, but then I'm going to close it? Is there any way to do that?
I bet there are people who are so good at it they can, but it does sort of seem like kind of opening the world up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have a little bit of it, and I don't have a lot of it.
Yeah. I want it. I don't want it.
You don't want it.
I don't want it.
So you don't want
So
it?
here's the thing is I do not want it.
Oh, you do want it.
No, Marcy. Marcy, shut up. Oh, man.
Frankenbite.
Frankenbite into you having to go to the bathroom, and I say no.
No.
I've never once made you stop this podcast so I could go to the bathroom.
Lies.
It happens a lot. It happens a
The
lot.
lies.
Oh, the lies.
Hey, Marcy, can we take a quick break? I have to go shit.
I gotta take a shit. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
If you and John Gabris had a podcast, I would bet the recording would take at least half an hour longer than the actual audio episode because of the shit breaks you two would have to.
He and I and our other friends, Dan Greger and Doug Mann. I don't think they'll care if I say their names.
Duty calls? You don't think duty calls?
Yeah, Doug Mann, who hosts a podcast called Duty Calls about poop stories. Well, we shot a pilot a couple of years ago, and it was very funny how much we had to be like, I gotta go take a shit. And we learned that it was a 10-2, you know, on set. Is it a 10-1 is a 10-1 is going number 1. And a 10-2 is number 2. And it was constantly the four of us being like, I gotta take a 10-2.
Guys.
I'm gonna go 10-2.
Find a probiotic that you like.
I found one that's pretty good.
It's helping you?
But still, you know,
sometimes it happens.
You never have little shit attacks?
I would say like maybe 3 times a year.
A year? I thought you were going to say a week. And I was like, wow.
No, yeah.
Really? Or you
maybe
know when
if
you're
I'm
like,
on my period, possibly.
Here it
But
goes.
it's not going to sneak up on me for sure.
Okay.
In fact, sneaking up on me once, I'm going to say that's like once every few years. And
Really? Where all of a sudden you're like, oh, I gotta. Did you just knock down wood?
I knocked on wood so it doesn't happen to me. But
yeah, I don't want it to happen to you.
But it doesn't really only one. I remember once specifically when I started antidepressants for the first time. I was on stage and I was like, "No, I'm gonna shit my pants right now." And
Did you walk off?
Gabrus was in. It was an ass cat, and Gabrus was in the show, and I was like, "If I shit on stage, Gabrus will never let me live." I mean, granted, the whole audience would see it, but I was like, well, "I'll never live this down if he sees that."
Yeah, no way.
But it was like during when they used to have intermission for an ass cat, so I knew I was like, okay, I'm close to intermission.
You can make it.
But then I was like, I have to do a tag out. Can you imagine being like literally like barely clinching yourself like safe? Barely, like truly, this is about to be one of the biggest emergencies of my life, and I still was like, I have to do a tag out. I couldn't stop myself.
I have to follow the funny.
I couldn't stop myself.
Is this then what?
Oh God! I just know a second location. This would be funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think you guys have gut issues, and that's fine. And I love that for you. If you like it, I love it.
Hey, thanks. I'm used to it. So
I mean, it doesn't make my life worse. So what what can I say? You know?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play another listener story.
Hello, Marcy and Betsy. I've tried recording this several times now. Hopefully this one works. Hopefully you don't play the one earlier where I fucked everything up. But so when I was 13, I played Ouija board with my friend, and we played so much that it essentially would just answer us when we would ask questions in our head. Like it always answered, it always moved. When someone would come by and ask a question about like what medication they were taking, we would ask the Ouija board and it would answer, and it would like spell the first 5 letters or something. It was wild. And then one day my friend and I were looking for the board. It was her board. We went to her room, couldn't find it. Searched the whole house, couldn't find this fucking board. Long story short, we go back to her bedroom, we give up looking for it, and it's fucking... Okay, so she sits down to fucking play piano, and as soon as her fingers touch the keys, these like 2 white orbs shoot out of the fucking top of her closet onto her head, and in slow motion, as I'm watching her like fall, grasp her head, and drop and roll to the fucking floor, I could see it like perfect parabola up, around, and down right onto her head across the room. I turn and I see the Ouija board sticking 3/4 of the way out of the closet. So far out it should have fucking dropped or fell, or like it just completely denied all laws of physics. It was wild. And the orbs ended up being like iPhone speakers that she used to keep her like board games against the back wall of her closet. And we searched that fucking closet. The Ouija board wasn't there. The closet door was in front of the entrance to the room, so we would have walked in and seen it sticking out. And if it fell over, it would have just fell straight down and not like a fucking perfect loop onto her head. So it felt like this fucking board was saying like, peekaboo bitches, what, you don't want to play with me anymore? I'm gonna fucking hurt you and scare you. So I ran the fuck out of that room, slammed the door behind me, with her in it. Bitch, it's your fucking room. You better get used to that shit. Like, how dare you? How dare you bring me to your room with your demon closet and your demon board and your ways? Anyway, yeah, I never spoke to her again. And so, yes, that's when I was 13, and I swore off Ouija boards forever until about 2 weeks ago. I was with my friend Dorothy in Astoria Park in Queens, New York, and we were like by these stairs by the pool, and we were on the 13th step because why the fuck not? And we made this makeshift Ouija board with like a Sharpie and a little piece of like cardboard. And I sent you pictures, so you'll see. We had like a little White Claw black cherry offering in a bowl, and we used a clear plastic bowl as like the Kate planchette. Betsy. So yeah, as like the planchette. And it fucking worked. It was crazy. We had a candle and everything. Long story short, we fucking summoned this little girl ghost. I mean, we didn't see her, but anyway, we were like, can we speak to someone nice, please? And is there anyone nice? We're very nice. And then we get like, it goes to hello. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we find out it's like this 5-year-old girl who died in the pool. She drowned in like the 1970s. And we were asking her a bunch of questions, and essentially what fucked me up, okay, here's what fucked me up. We asked her, like, are you stuck here? And she said yes. And we asked her name, and she just kept spelling out ASR over and over again. We were like, wait, Sarah, are you spelling it wrong? My friend called her, which is so not cool. And I was like, hello, apologize now, bitch, because if she's a little girl, that's fucking mean. Okay? And if she's a demon pretending to be a little girl, good fucking luck dealing with that shit. And I'm not dealing with that shit because, tell me who your friends are. I'll tell you who you are. So don't try to like play this stuff with these ghosts and make me look bad. And so she apologized. And then turns out like we just looked up the name, and Aster is a Muslim name. So we asked her, are you Muslim? And she said yes. And we're like, what the fuck? We wouldn't have known that, right? It's like a girl's name, a Muslim girl's name. Anyway, we were like, so you're stuck here? Are you okay? Like, are there people there for you to comfort you and stuff? And she was like, yes. And I was like, are you scared? And she said, yes. And I was like, how many people are around you? And she spelled out many, M-A-N-Y, many, ill. Ill. I said ill. She didn't spell ill. And then, yeah, at one point, when she said many, the candle like blew out, and then a leaf flew into the bowl of black cherry White Claw that we had as our offering, and me and Dorothy started freaking out. And then we were like, we started freaking out, and we were like, was that you? And she said no. And we're like, what was it? And she wrote wind. Cheeky bitch. Like, okay, I guess I could blow out a fucking candle and blow a leaf into a bowl. Got it. Anyway, then we felt a little stupid. So then we were just, what else did we ask? We asked if we could record it because it was just moving so nicely, so smoothly. I really thought it was Dorothy for a second, but then I realized there's no way. Like, this is real. There's a point where like I got goosebumps on my left side of my body, like my left arm, and then her right arm, she's sitting across from me. So we just felt like something was right there, right beside us, so close. And then we asked like, is there anything you want to tell us? Like, what do you think? Do you know, like, oh, we asked if there's a God. We said, is there God? And it didn't answer. It answered every other question. And then we were like, okay, next question. Can we videotape you? It said no. And then we asked, like, okay, what's the point of life? Like, if you were to give us, like, the meaning of life, what lead us, 5-year-old Aster? And, I'm actually standing on the same spot in the park on the 13th step right now, which is fucking spooky. And she started to spell out H-A-V-E space and then F. And I was like, if this bitch says have faith, I'm going to vomit. Sorry, I'm just not religious. And that would just piss me off because then I'd have to change my whole life. But she spelled out have fun, which I thought was so sweet. And then she went straight to goodbye. And that was it. And I don't know. We were just super freaked out, and then I gave Dorothy, like, the makeshift Ouija board, then she bought a real one, and we've been planning to come back here to the park and do it again, but I don't know, what do I do about, I don't know, I want to take her home with me. Is she real? Is she a little demon girl pretending to be a ghost? Like, should I bring her into my bathtub with me and hide her there? Or should I tuck her under my bed and tell her to spook my boyfriend and tickle his toesies when he's sleeping? I don't know. I need your advice. Marcy and Betsy, what do I do? Give me your advice. What would you do? What would you have done differently? I love you both so much. Bye.
Oh, I don't think we tickle our boyfriend's toesies with a ghost.
I think don't do anything. I can't believe you made one after such a big moment growing up to where you won't even talk to that friend that you went back to Ouija, man.
Yeah.
You and Dorothy, you're going to not talk to Dorothy soon.
I know. We're going to see a pattern here where you keep cutting people out of your life after you made them play with the Ouija board. Also,
maybe it's how they do boundaries or something, you know?
yeah. Were you at the county fair? Where were you? It sounded so much fun.
Yes.
Where is this 13th step? It sounds like both a NASCAR race and a basketball game.
It sounded like a blast.
Truly, I was like, we are eating snacks here. I love this.
Yes.
Oh man.
Wow.
The orbs shooting out of a head. I mean, granted, look, if I were hanging out with Betsy and orbs started shooting out of her head, then a Ouija board jumped out of her closet, I'd be like, she's bad vibes. She's bad.
Oh, you would ditch me?
No, you know I wouldn't.
You would never talk to me again.
No, you know I would just strap you down to a chair and I'd throw holy water all over you and I'd beat the shit out of you until you told me what demon had possession of your body and I'd make sure you were real cold and wet, wearing a little nightgown, and you'd be dirty, barefoot.
Ew, nasty.
I make sure that
that's what got me was the night. I'm like, yeah, beat the shit out of me, but putting me in a nasty nightgown,
a wet nightgown with dirty
Ew,
feet, dirty.
Gross. Ew, a wet nightgown, dirty feet, and getting into bed. Gross.
That would be a very bad night for me.
That is so awful.
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit.
Man, I gotta say though, this person, they're cruising for a bruising from me beating them with an exorcism.
The black cherry White Claw offering
So
is very funny.
Funny, so funny. And do we think that little girl is real? I don't know. Also, like, what is age when you die? There is no such thing in this. Like,
right.
Even if someone really were that spirit that at one point were a young girl
that was 5 or whatever.
It's not a kid in the spirit form. You know, like that's not how.
True.
It's not how it works. No, maybe it's stuck there, you know, in some way, shape, or form. But that's. I want to say that sometimes being a spirit or a haunting is like dissociative identity disorder.
Wait. Okay.
Dissociative identity
Yeah,
disorder
will you tell me
used
that?
to be called multiple personalities. They used to and a lot of people don't believe that it's real at all. There's a really good doc that was an HBO doc that I really liked. I watched years
about
ago.
a murder?
It's called Crazy But Not Insane, and it's about psychopaths and studying, like a neuroscientist studying them. And basically, like, she was one of the people who was the first person in America to testify about multiple personalities, now called dissociative identity disorder. Anyway, the point being is that if a little girl is coming through, there's another side to that spirit. You know, there's that's just one way that I think that it might present. I do think there's a possibility that it could come, because I think
it could come as a more what's the word I'm looking for?
Brown,
as a more
burnt bosom.
Yeah, so it could come
it's a B
as
word.
A burnt,
it's a B word,
a
right?
burnt spirit, but like a more what's the word I'm looking, like eternal?
Yeah,
or
like the higher form of the spirit.
Higher form. Ooh, Aruga. Or does it not know how to get there yet?
I mean, I think that, like I said, I believe it could be like dissociative identity disorder, that like it may have this version of itself, but there's probably more. And possibly that could, like, you know, that's the thing. If you ever watch United States of Terror, that was the big thing, is like she learned how to integrate, or she was trying to learn how to integrate her personalities.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I should watch that. It's Toni Collette, right?
Toni Collette, and it's
God, she's good.
And Captain Marvel. What is her name? Brie Larson.
Oh,
She's like a kid. She's her daughter.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's great. It's great.
I
but
did like the what is life all about? The meaning of life.
have fun.
Have
Honestly, though, I
fun.
was like, the way it was said, it was like, have fun, bye. Like, basically,
Yeah.
like,
Have fun, peace.
did they answer, or did they just say, I'm not answering this, goodbye. Have fun, bye-bye.
Oh, bummer. I'm hoping that's their answer, and they're like, I'm tapped out.
Have fun.
I just told you the meaning of life. I gotta get out of here.
Also, you guys were saying rude shit about me earlier. Like, I'm going to tell you what the meaning
like, I'm
of
gonna
life
tell you.
is. Please. Also, you got to be careful, guys. You can't. Here's the thing. In real life,
you're gonna.
in real life, we shouldn't talk tough to people because you never know who's going to get tough with you.
Right.
But especially, I thought this is the thing I don't like about ghost huntery shows. It's like, but especially like when you're talking to the other world, like you might want to watch your mouth, you know?
Yeah, the provoking and the like shit talking. Yeah, it's like, why?
Because theoretically, no one should harm each other. We should all be very good. But again, like
Right.
I've said it earlier in this podcast, if it's gonna happen anyway, I would like to see it.
We would love to see it.
So if you get your shit rocked by a ghost, I would like to
Please
hear about it.
film it. We would love to hear about it.
And
I
also-
guess we're hearing about it.
Well, just and let's try to avoid it if we can. Let's not get our shit rocked by ghosts.
Is it beneficial to anyone?
No, I don't think the ghost wants to do that. It's probably a lot of energy.
No,
Probably get
it's
real
so
tired.
much energy. It's
So
too
tired.
much energy.
Those ghosts get too tired.
Wow, that was wild.
I know. Oh boy.
Keep us updated. Keep us updated when you
Keep
go
us
back.
Updated when you go to that 12th step again. Be careful. All right. I have another pretty long one. Do you want to hear another
Okay, great.
pretty long one? You
Sure.
might have to take notes because this could be pretty long, Betsy.
Whoa. Okay. I
right.
mean, sure.
Here
we
we-
talking like Oppenheimer long?
The Oppenheimer of listener stories? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Hello, funny feelers. So my story has a little bit of a prologue and an epilogue. I hope that's okay. I'll try not to go too long. It was December 2014, and I was in the process of breaking up with my boyfriend. It was my first adult breakup. And yeah, we were fighting a lot for like a year. Anyway, I went to see a psychic, and she read my chakras and did some talking to my ancestors, and that was interesting, but that's not the story at hand. Basically, I was going through a time where I was opening myself up to the other side. We went through our breakup. I moved out, found some storage for all my stuff, and I went to stay at a home that I'd been at quite a few times. My sister had lived there. I'd been to many parties at this house. My dear friend at the time, it was her house. It was a nice house. It was a newer house. And it was New Year's Eve. So I was just emotionally exhausted, and I'm an introvert, so I didn't want to go to the big party all the way on the other side of town and pretend like I was having a good time. So I stayed home and alone in this house, and I made myself a nice dinner. I had a couple glasses of champagne, and I was reading a field guide to lucid dreaming at the time, trying to work on my lucid dreaming practice, which I'd always been able to do as a kid. And I was sleeping in my friend's bedroom around about midnight, and just let myself cry, like let it all out, and I was happy to be alone in the house. So I just kind of wailed and like let it all out, like, oh man, it's finally over. Let the new chapter begin, all that, just releasing. And I'm in bed, drifting off to sleep, laying on my back with my arms crossed across my chest, kind of like I guess what you call it, like a mummy pose. And I'm doing the thing you're supposed to do when you want a lucid dream, which is as you're drifting off to sleep, you say to yourself, I'm awake in my dream, I'm awake, I'm awake in my dream, I'm awake. And I'm kind of in that hypnagogic state. And I get a feeling of deja vu. And I have the thought, did I think this house was haunted? Like I was remembering a dream. And snap, right there in that moment as I have that thought, I feel several things happen simultaneously. I feel two pairs of hands squeezing my heart and my esophagus and my hands into fists, like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, like just the breath is just squeezed out of me. And I open my eyes and I'm like, oh, what the fuck did that just happen? And then it happens again, like, like I'm being like choked, like assaulted. And I turn on the light. There's nothing there. Oh, wait, I didn't turn on the light. First I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Please go away. Because I heard somewhere you can apologize to something if you feel like there's an entity and you've offended it. But that didn't work. So this thing was like squeezing me in my heart center. And it kind of, I feel like this sounds crazy, but I know you guys are open. It sort of went on all night. I did get out of bed and turn on the light, and I went to the kitchen, got myself a glass of water. I got all my crystals out of my bag and held on to them. I prayed. I was borderline atheist at the time, but I was just holy shit, something's going on. And you've talked about this in the past, but I do think that these things kind of have a way of hypnotizing you, because any sane person would have gotten in the car, 2 glasses of champagne or no, and driven across the town to be with friends. But I didn't. I felt like I couldn't leave. I was exhausted, and I was just kind of well, I guess this is happening. And I didn't turn on the TV or the lights. I just went to bed, and this thing kind of feasted on me. And I swear to God, I may be misremembering this, but I think that at one point I was levitating off the bed, Sigourney Weaver, there is no Dana, there is only Zool style. I do remember making these crazy sounds as this thing was kind of squeezing my heart and esophagus and sucking the light out of me, I think. And I just remember making this sound and my mouth being open as far as it could open. It sounds crazy. I did fall asleep at one point, probably around 3 or 4 in the morning, and I had a dream that I was in a house and the same exact thing was happening. I was being attacked, only I was in a different room and the light was on, and I was fighting it, and I fought, and I sat up in bed and I looked in the mirror, and I couldn't see the entity, but I could see black handprints around my neck. And then it pushed me back down again, and then I got back up again, and I could see black handprints on my forehead and around my mouth. And in the dream, I managed to get out of bed and crawl across this house. And I think I passed by some kind of battle, and between two figures. One was a samurai kind of warrior. I don't know, maybe this was a dream guide fighting for me. And then I made it to my mom's bedroom and was asking her for help. And then I woke up. And it was 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And I was like, holy shit, that was fucked up. And I got in the car, drove across town to my sister, and her dog, who loves me, was like freaking the fuck out when he saw me. All animals, like all the cats and dogs I saw in the few days that followed were like just really scared of me. Not my own kitty, Dominique. Marcy, I'm sorry about your kitty. I lost Dominique at the beginning of the pandemic too. And, yeah. But one, like 2 nights after this happened, I was getting in bed at another friend's house with my kitty, and I just was like starting to remember what happened. And Dominique was like, don't you bring that stuff in here. So anyway, I did call the psychic like immediately the next day and was like, this happened, like help. And this is the part that I most want to share with everybody. She did a beautiful protection prayer for me and had me imagine that I was inside a giant diamond. And she called on Archangel Michael and Gabriel, and she named me and called on protection for me from all of the highest good and the highest beings of love and light. And the lesson that I want to share with everybody is, she said not to take it personal, that what this thing was a lower vibrational being, and everything that is alive exists on different vibrational frequencies, and everything is trying to ascend to the light. And that being in a body is the highest form of existence, and these beings that don't have bodies are jealous, because being in a body, you can experience so many wonderful things that you can't if you don't have a body. And even going through a hard time and experiencing depression is part of the wonder of life and being alive. And yeah, this was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But it was also kind of the best thing that ever happened to me, because I realized that there is so much more going on. And my logic is, if there's something so dark, then it has to be balanced by something so light and wonderful. And I want to hear more stories about angels, so just call out for that from all the other listeners. One more thing. I think that I got a name for what this thing was. I don't think it was a shadow person or a hag, which sounds kind of misogynist to me. But there's another podcast called Here Be Monsters that's sort of about like exploring mysteries and what's like off the map. It's not a cryptid show, but there's an episode called Astral Energy Vampires, and he describes these beings that live in another dimension, and every couple thousand years or so they pierce through to our reality and feast on someone. So I really think that that's what happened. And yeah, the psychic said that it wasn't going to attach to me, and she was right. She said it was had to do with the land, not the house. But my sister and another friend who lived in that house also had spooky experiences, just where they felt like something creepy was in the room, and they were like, you cannot be here. They didn't get attacked like I did. But basically, I kind of offered myself up on a platter with all of those delicious wails and howls. So yeah, now I'm super careful about getting emotional when I'm alone in a unfamiliar space. So thank you guys for what you do. Love you. Bye.
Oh goodness.
Whenever we get a long one, that's a great one. It's an exciting day, because that was
a good one. We've got all good ones. Wow. Jeez Louise, man.
I love like the way that was put to that, like even the depression is still like something so exciting that we get to experience. It doesn't feel good to us, but it is part of the spectrum of things that we get to experience in this body. And saying that like the kind of offering up this tremendous sadness, and especially because it it was maybe not long term. With breakups it's hard because we get over breakups, and with grief of with mourning a human who's passed is different because that will always come back to us, whereas usually with breakup grief you kind of move through it. So it is maybe the more like junk foody version of like yum 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 yum.
Yeah, like we want some of this right now.
Yeah, it's intense. The flavor's intense. It's not very filling, but I want it.
It's like jalapeno cheddar Cheetos.
Oh,
I just got some. They're so good.
Her hands are filthy with dust. Oh man.
Whoa, the like all the animals being weirded out is so wild.
That
to me
truly was gross to hear that the animals were like, ugh, stay away.
Yeah, for like a couple of days after, just being like, no, get out of here, man, get out of here.
Bad vibes.
Wow. Bad vibes. But like you were saying, it did feel like, oh yeah, there are all the ingredients for something to be like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you right now.
Also, that made me, the way that the psychic told that like these, or that here there be monsters, is that the name of the podcast?
Yeah.
The idea that these astral energy vampires, that they come and they feast on people, that really like made me think about possessions, like we were talking about.
Dude.
That there's probably different levels of it. Dude. That there are the ones who just nibble on you and feast on you, and
like a nightmare.
Or zap you for a while. There's maybe cause a depressive episode, and then there can be the kind that takes such hold that it could be possession like, and these could be akin to demonic possessions.
Wow. Yeah, because I'd never heard of that astral. That's fascinating though, and with you timing, I was like, whoa.
That's just what
yeah, man.
Yeah, it made me think like, oh, that could be what the fuck possession is.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, just these other dimensional things being like, give me some of that.
Ooh, yum, yum, yum,
Ooh,
yum,
yeah,
yum.
give me some of that.
No, you can't have none.
No, get out of here, bruh.
No, it's for me, not for you.
No, this is my body. Get out of here.
Excuse me, my body. Pardon.
Whoa, dude.
I also love the idea that they're like, you wish you had a body that lower life form much.
Marcy, be careful though. Don't provoke.
Excuse
Don't
me.
provoke.
Sorry, the vibes are low with you. You don't have a body.
Sorry. Hey, you don't want this body. You don't want this body.
Tore it up. I tore it up.
I'm telling you, you don't want this body. You know what I'm saying?
Also, the idea that there are lower life forms than some of the people I've seen on the internet, that's wild. Lower than them?
Well, they got bodies, though, so they could say stuff on
That's
the
what
internet.
I mean, that gets even lower than those folk. Please, that's bad. We never have thought about it, that there could be entities that are so stupid that are just such little dumb fucking idiots. We always think that's why when we're playing with a Ouija board, you're like asking them questions like they know anything. They might be the dumbest fucking thing you've ever encountered.
Dude, totally.
And think they're smart, like some of the people out in the world.
Tons of people.
Because I literally thought this today, that the smartest thing you can do is think you're a little stupid.
Nice.
Because there are people who don't think they're stupid at all.
I know.
Like, to acknowledge that I don't know a lot of stuff is probably one of the smarter things that I understand.
So Socrates said that. I almost called him Socrates, like in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Socrates.
Right? Is like the only not knowing I know is not knowing or something.
The only knowing I know is not knowing.
Let me look it up.
Yeah,
let me look it up. They quoted a Bill and Ted.
Are you looking at Socrates or Bill and Ted?
Socrates, I swear. No.
The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing.
Yes. Yeah. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. And then Bill and Ted goes like, hey, that's us.
Yeah. But truly, like, when people are profoundly stupid, they often don't ever check in with how stupid they are. They just get mad when you tell them something they don't know.
Right.
Whereas, yeah, it's smart to be stupid, guys.
Hear that straight out of Marcy's mouth. It's smart to be stupid.
Look at you, you clever little thing. You thought you've been so
stupid.
You've been so stupid all along.
I always imagine, like, if I were to ever go on like a reality competition show, I would never, but especially like Drag Race or something, I would never claim to be like a comedy queen or like I would never make any statement. I would just be like, I don't know, I'm okay at stuff. And then if I were to thrive in a thing, be like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that. You know, like I would totally just be like, I am not good at anything.
What if you were like there and it's a bunch of other comedians and they're like, someone has to ski?
I'd be like, well, I would be like, I'll try it.
Okay.
You know, I would be like, sure, I'll do it. Or I wouldn't make a big deal. I'd just be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
And even if they're like, do you know how to? Yeah, it's fine.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
I think.
And then,
give it the old college try. Me, oh man, my hubris gets me every time.
Yeah, we'd be very different on shows.
Oh yeah, I'm like I trust me. I'm sometimes even though I don't believe in myself, I feel like I need other people to feel confident in me.
Right. It's a very human thing.
I got this. I could speak French. No, I can't. But I can almost.
You could do a little bit.
Les bons.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Yeah. Les bons temps roulés. Let the good times roll.
That's a good one.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna do. What if I do a little shorty this time? Like,
great.
We go to the other side and do a little.
Let's do it.
Shorty.
Let's do it. A little shorty.
Here we go.
Hello, Betsy and Marcy. I am a new listener and I am so excited that I found your podcast. I am binging the shit out of it and I'm going to be really sad when I'm caught up because I love it so much. You guys are amazing. So I work in assisted living and I have dozens of little stories of creepy little things that happen. But this story is my absolute favorite. So, for privacy's sake, we'll just do resident number 1 and resident number 2. And I need to sort of preface this story and let you know that the dynamics of assisted living are very interesting. And you have cliques and you have groups and you have little rumbles going on between the two different groups. And these two residents are in opposing groups, so they do not talk to each other. They don't like each other, so just keep that in mind, okay? So, resident number 1, we had a little incident of COVID kind of going through the facility, and resident number 1 was really sick, and as such, you do safety checks. You know, you make sure you're checking in. And on one of these safety checks, staff found her
standing on top of her little nightstand next to her bed and reaching really, really high. And we're like, whoa, what are you doing? You know, be careful. We need to get down. And she said, no, don't you see the little cat? There's a little cat up on the ceiling. I've got to get him down. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll help you get her down, get her safe, whatnot. And we had a couple more incidences with her talking about this little cat. And so we're like, well, okay, she's sick. Maybe it's COVID. Maybe she's got a UTI. You know, they see things when you're really, really sick. And, you know, we just sort of let that go. So fast forward a couple days, maybe 2, 3, 4, and resident number 2, same floor as resident number 1, about 5 doors down, presses her call light. And she, you know, so staff goes in and she's, you know, talking to them about whatever she had needed. And all of a sudden she turns her head really fast and just stares into the bathroom. And staff is like, what, are you okay? What's the matter? Like, everything good? And she says, yeah. She says, didn't you see that tiny little cat that just ran into my bathroom? And so, I don't know, you tell me, shared hallucination between two people who don't speak and can't share stories? Or ghost cat? I don't know. Anyway, I have many more other little stories that if, you know, I can call in, or if I can send to you, I will. But this one is my absolute favorite. Love you guys. Bye.
Ghost cat.
Please more. Please more.
More, please.
Also,
and thank you for what you do.
Yes. And also would like to hear what the drama is between, what's the beef?
Honestly, we'll start a whole other podcast of just your stories about the drama.
Betsy,
and the rumblings.
That is actually a really good idea to be old people beef. Old beef. Old beef. That's the name of our new pod.
Beef.
A new
there
podcast.
We go.
Old beef.
New podcast. Old beef. We hear stories about old people and all their beef.
And it's just our listeners checking in with their grandparents about like what they're annoyed by.
I love that.
And then we take sides.
I love that. yeah. Okay, great.
Honestly,
who's right? Who's wrong?
I would listen to that podcast so much.
I would too. That would be incredible.
Oh God, nothing is funnier than when old people like or just want to talk mad shit about people who didn't do anything really.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
But you're right. That's a ghost cat. That's a ghost cat.
It's gotta be a ghost cat.
But standing on the nightstand, I got
that is so scary.
Full chills. That was too scary.
Because you know she was probably in a nightgown.
Wet.
Or they were probably in
dirty
a wet
feet.
nightgown.
Wet, dirty feet.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Whoa.
That was great.
Ew.
Amy.
Yeah. Give us more and give us that beef. Tell us all the old beef.
Old beef. Oh,
old
man.
beef.
These were
on Patreon.
Yeah, the old beef Patreon. You have to pay us $5 to hear us, to visit with people's grandparents. That's it.
That's it. That's
it.
all. Honestly, great.
I wish that I were a little older when my grandparents were alive. That way, because I think I would really much more enjoy what they have to say now in my 40s than I did in my 20s.
Oh, yeah. I never even knew, like, they all two were gone before I was born. And then the other two, like, I was like 5 or something.
Yeah. And my grandparents were funny and they talked mad shit.
I bet they were. I would love to have heard their beef.
And my grandfather was the sheriff, so he knew like what, like the real.
He knew everybody's beef.
He knew everybody.
He knew all the beef.
All the beef.
Man.
Yeah. Oh man, these were great.
These were awesome. That was a fun just listening.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to read. I hate reading because I'm stupid and that makes me smart.
Wait, whoa, yeah, nice.
Full circle.
Played. Full circle.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Keep them coming. We love them.
We want more.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.